Alright, hello my friends, and welcome back to some more roguelike Oozemancer play. We are just going to be running through the remainder of the dungeons before I start on the Tier 2 dungeons. I should also go do the quest in Zigger. I'm not used to playing an anti-magic character, but if you go here, there should be a quest. I think we get to do this quest. But also I should at least check and see if there are items that we want in this spot. So let's go to... Is there not an infusion store in Zigger? I thought there was. Is it the library? Nope. Is it gemstone? I'm looking for Mind Star training, which we are already proficient in. Okay, well this guy will sell us Mind Stars, but none of those we need. We could pick up a Torque of Psychoportation, which will be pretty good. It gives us the ability to teleport randomly. So I'm going to buy one of those and just equip it, because having a panic button teleport... Where did it go? Where'd it go? Okay. I had it filtered. Having a panic button teleport is going to be pretty nice. So let's... I want to check this against my current regeneration infusion. It's not as good, so we can craft this one. We'll hang on to the cunning amulet. We will get rid of this stuff. Just clear out my inventory a little bit. Hang on to that in case we want to put points into armor training later. I'm basically hanging on to things that increase my stats. Actually, the snow giant wraps increase my strength by more anyways, so I don't need to hang on to those. We've got this lantern, which we can get rid of. The Wintertide File is unfortunately arcane, so we can't use it, even though it's probably the best lamp. It gives you the ability to cleanse mental effects, which is really nice. So I'm going to hang on to this for now, because it doesn't do that much for us, so we'll probably just equip the Psychoportation Torque. Usually it's okay to just take a turn and use the Torque as a panic button escape. Move my stuff around a little bit. But I think just having it equipped here will be fine. So basically you take a turn and then to equip it, and then another turn to escape, and hopefully that's fast enough. So now we can go talk to this guy. Oh no, we talked to this guy. And basically this will increase our mastery of anti-magic, I believe. I will face your challenge. I am ready. So we get teleported in. We're up against a fire imp who we will warp to death. I can use my regeneration infusion, zap that guy, back up a little ways, blorp him, zap him, ow. Back up behind my ooze here, make it a little harder for me to get killed. Continue to do that. And I'll let him do that. Gonna regenerate again. Step over here to gain sightline. Kill him. Don't want to step up next to this guy, so I will actually just slime roots away, I think. Slime roots away, I think. Oh, okay, apparently you can't teleport while you're during this fight. That makes sense, since it's this, like, arena battle. Dodge that fireball. Shoot him. Okay, I guess we needed to dodge it a little bit more than that. I like that the beam from our oozes slows too, and we're up against a Corruptor, who I assume is the last enemy. Gonna hit him with poison, because that'll tick off his Bone Shields. Bone Shield just blocks an attack, and then I'm actually going to Ooze Walk close to him, and use my Silence Aura. So now he's silenced, we've ticked off all of his Bone Shields, and can start putting damage on him. I'll use my Regeneration Infusion while waiting for cooldowns. We've got Physical, so I will get rid of that with this, just getting rid of the fire. This is a slightly tougher fight than I was expecting. I'll step up closer to him. I will drop some ooze. I'll hit him with that. Hit him with that. I'll make sure that he's poisoned, because that'll get rid of his Bone Shields, as usual. Gonna back away from that Corruption Blast. Zap him. Nature's Touch myself to keep myself up. He's thrown out a Poison Field, which isn't that dangerous to us, but I might just want to teleport anyways. Oh, right, of course I can't. So we'll just tank out that Poison Field. It's going to be 22 blight damage per turn, and we'll shoot him. And we get the anti-magic potion. And now I can get out of this blight damage and hit regeneration. Make sure to collect all that gold. So I believe what happens there is we gained, we gained some mastery points in anti-magic, so that increases our effective spell level. Nice. Okay, so that's that. Also got us a little bit of XP, which certainly doesn't hurt. No longer have this equipped, so I'm going to remove it from my hotbar as soon as I can. We don't want to do the Halfling Ruins yet, although that might be our next step after the Golem Graveyard, when I can find that. Still haven't found the Golem Graveyard or the Hermit. The Hermit will give us the last portion of the Alchemist quest. The Golem Graveyard's just a dungeon that spawns randomly. Here's the Hermit. How can I help? I'm in. We want 2 class talent points. Golem Graveyard's probably up in here. Nope. Okay, here we go. Golem Graveyard. And this is where a lot of my characters tend to die, is around this point in the game. Gonna just make sure that that guy is tanking damage. Where all of my stuff is on cooldown, which is unfortunate. We just don't really do enough damage to kill these golems. Oh, we found Tirakai's Maul, though. I guess that's sort of useful. Open that chest. I'm going to slime roots away from all those golems that just spawned in it. Use acid. Use that. Use the poison. Use regeneration. Bounce a blorp to all of them. Use that. Just silence them. Basically just for something to do with my cooldowns. Attack that guy. Fire. And bounce. And fire. Okay, cool. And then we can go pick that up. We'll pick that up as well. Ooh, there's also the altars. We're going to leave that chest and kill this guy first. The weird pedestals are generally pretty dangerous enemies. So we're going to try to take out everything else before we do that. Okay. Gonna Sweep all of that stuff up. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Give him the poisons. Shoot. Okay, cool. Still not activating the pedestals. Oh, there's more chests. Let's just... Wow, there's a lot of random treasure chests in this zone. 3 more? Okay. So we will do the treasure chests first and then the pedestals. Oh. I thought nothing had spawned from that, but apparently something did. It's just invisible. Where is it? I don't even know where it is. Uh-oh. Okay, there it is. Isoda the Golem. Who has a time shield, which is a really annoying effect to play against. Oh, it's over here now? Because time shield will heal it, basically. Okay, at least we've gotten its time shield off. The fact that it just randomly teleports is very annoying. And that we can't see the damn thing. There it is. Still don't know where it is, but my oozes can see it at least. Okay, this is an interesting fight. We were blind, basically, but my oozes know where the enemy is, so I just, like, sort of follow where they're trying to shoot. Mouse over and see if I can find this guy. I cannot. So I'll just wait a turn for him to reveal himself. It's over in this corner somewhere, I think. Haha! Take that! Stupid invisible enemy. And we leveled up. Let's put some points in. So we're just gonna quickly keep on maxing thick skin. Definitely want to upgrade slime roots to give myself a better blink ability. So I'm gonna probably just put 5 points into that, judging by the range increments that it increases by. We definitely want at least 6, but 5 is probably... but 7 is probably better. So we get 1 con, 1 willpower, 1 cunning. Cool. And moving over here, everything's off cooldown. Open the chest. Okay, actually nothing came out of that one. And the last chest, another pile of relatively weak enemies. Ow. Nature's Touch myself. Activate regeneration to deal with that. Get rid of that fire effect. Make sure these guys are just eating as much poison as I can. I'll silence them. I'll step back. I will fire another blorp at them. Acid. Okay, and finish them off. That's where anti-magic shield might have come in handy. I'm actually going to activate it now and see if maybe we can sustain it properly. So we get an elite halfling enemy from the first pedestal. All my stuff's on cooldown. Just going to use both my infusions here. Try to get away. Okay, and he dies to the poison. We might die to the poison if I don't heal myself, so just using regeneration infusion. Second pedestal is turning into this guy, who we should be able to just tank out, hopefully. He has regeneration, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. Because we also have regeneration, we'll finish him off. And then 2 enemies are going to spawn from this, including a boss. I'm going to reactivate anti-magic shield, because it seemed like we could sustain that, so I think I'm going to try to auto-use that when no enemies are around again. Shoot this guy, acid this guy, shoot this guy. Their lives are mine, I am coming. So we summoned a Bringer of Doom. I'm going to poison him. with Insidious Poison, and I think I will Slime Roots away. So he's not in melee range. Gonna try to bounce an attack to him. I'll poison him again, because I think this is going to be a second form of poison, right? I'm going to activate a regeneration infusion. Still have both my wilds and my nature's touch up, so not the worst. Ooze beam him. Take a step back. Fire this so it hits both me and him. He's immune to that because it's acid, and he's an acid-type enemy. And finish him off, and we get the Bringer of Doom trophy. And picked up a mummified egg sac of Ungule, which we'll take a look at in a second. Alright, so we've cleared the Golem Graveyard. Some pretty dangerous enemies, but we made it through. Tirkai's Maul goes to normal inventory. Do we have anything else that we care about? This robe? Nope. Alright. And the egg sac is, when carried, light radius -2, can be used to summon up to 2 spiders. The spiders are not very powerful, if I remember correctly, so I am just going to break this down because the light radius -2 when carried is so brutal. Okay, well that's the last kind of freebie that we get. Oh, no wait, there's the hidden compound, okay. So we can do the hidden compound and then probably the Halfling ruins or the maze. I think we're going to do the compound next. This is this is a pretty easy zone up until the boss, who's pretty tough. There's a reward for saving all of those slaves. Basically, these slavers mind control the slaves. If you kill the slavers, then the slaves become friendly. I usually don't bother trying to do that because it's a lot of work. Like, it's much harder to do that, but I will avoid killing them if I can. Because there is an achievement for saving, I think, 20 of them. Oh, okay, so a unique enemy here. I'm gonna Slime Roots backwards and let him come to me, I think. Hit him with the poison, hit him with a blorp, hit him with a zap. Move around, keep moving around, and zap him and finish him off. Perfect. Haven't had any failed casts yet, so good sign for our anti-magic shield. Gonna just quickly open this in case there's something inside of it. Same with this corner. Sometimes areas spawn that you can't see by default, so worth it just to open those. Okay, so clear level 1, gonna clear level 2. Look for the slaver behind that guy. Since I'm actually close to getting the achievement, I think, so try to do that. Okay, we failed a spell cast there, unfortunately. If we fail a bunch of them, I'll start getting worried. Another rare enemy here, but he's not super dangerous, so we'll finish him off. Oh, that guy's still hostile. No, okay, he's not hostile anymore. And continuing to... You are free. Come on, be free. Okay. I guess you're not free, though. Oh man, I killed one of them because he attacked me, so now all of these guys are attacking me. That's the worst. Ingrates. Once again, just opening all the inaccessible areas. Just in case there happens to be an enemy sitting in one of them. Good enough. Okay. And change level. How about this hat? Gives us some damage. Nature when hit. Nope. This hat, not worth it. So we'll just hop down into the next level. So this is where you get one of the class unlocks if you side with this guy. We don't need the class unlock, so we're not going to side with this guy. I believe you cannot teleport in this zone, so I'm going to not try. Just going to start with acid. Shoot him. Oh, I can't do this without hitting myself, so I'll not do that. I'll swap places with one of my slimes. Activate regeneration. Hit him with the poison. Hit him with a beam. Alright. There we go. Cleared the Ring of Blood arena pretty quickly. So now I can either do my first tier 2 dungeon in the form of the maze, or I can do, because the maze is going to be the first one I do for sure. Or I can do, oh actually I can clear Darth. There's this Storming the City quest, which we got, where lightning elementals are attacking Darth. This should be a pretty easy quest for us to pick up some XP with. Plus, it's a main quest, so quest line, or not main quest line, but it's part of the quest line, so you want to do it at some point. These guys do a lot of lightning damage, but we have anti-magic shield, which is ignoring it completely. Because we get so much resistance just by being an Oozemancer, having anti-magic shield, and so on. Nope, there's still some lightning dudes around somewhere. There's one. I've dispatched those monstrosities. You mean the Zigger? That would be me, haha. We shall do something about this evil magic. That's not useful. So we definitely don't need to do the second half of that quest, though, because that is a very dangerous quest line. It puts you up against one of the strongest mages in the game. I just want to check my alchemist quests. The Elixir of Mastery, which is generic points, which is the most important alchemist quest for us to do, so we're going to go turn that in. Wait, is that generic points or is that stat points? No, that's stat points. We don't want that. Never mind. I forget. So avoidance is defense. Focus and foundations are the two that we need. So focus is class points and foundations is generic points. So when we have the ingredients for those, we'll turn them in, but we're not going to turn in any alchemist vials yet, because what happens when you turn one in is another random one becomes unavailable, and we'd rather not lose the important ones. So now I think I'll do the Halfling Ruins. We've done the Slaver Compound, so the Halfling Ruins remain as one of the last dungeons we can do before the tier 2s, and then we can jump in for the tier 2 dungeons. Basically, I want to level up a little bit before trying for the tier 2 dungeons. Ooh, nice. Killed 1,000 creatures. Let that bounce. Got confused, but we have a remove mental effects thing for precisely that reason. Confusion is one of the deadliest effects in the game, so it's nice to be able to get rid of it. I definitely want another point in my mucus, I think. Because having it only last 5 turns is actually not great, since a lot of our fights are going slightly longer than that. In the early game, 5-turn duration was fine. Ha! Get poisoned. Slowly take damage. This is a nice zone because it's an interior zone but lit, and mostly melee enemies who come at us from a long way away. Except for that guy. Quickly just clearing all of these little rooms, and then we can hop on to the next level. Nice, so almost level 18. Nothing useful here, so we'll keep going. Let my ooze finish that guy off. There's a skeleton warrior who has Stone Skin, Arcane Power, Spellcraft, Quicken Spells, and Phantasmal Shield active. Ow. That guy hurts. He hasn't broken through our anti-magic shield yet, though. Alright, we took him out and leveled up. So let's see what we get for the level up. Willpower, willpower, Constitution. Don't have enough for another point in thick skin. Do I max anti-magic shield or level power as money? I think at this point I would rather just get power as money maxed out. This gives you so many saves. It's really great. I'm going to put this 3rd point into Slime Roots. The 4th point, it looks like it doesn't increase the range, but does decrease the margin of error. So I don't know if we actually want the 4th point. I'll check next level how good the 5th point is. But the 4th point, I think, is not incredibly important to us. And we can start putting damage, more points into my damage abilities again. Archers and one of those guys. Gonna cleanse the confusion, of course. He charges me and dies to the poison. That's pretty funny. And I hit a regeneration. These are some pretty good little flavor things, but again, I'm not doing the flavor things in this playthrough. This is more about showcasing the game and the character. Though I do encourage you, when you play this game, and you should, because it's a great game, to pick up to read the flavor things. They're actually quite well written for a game like this, which often have things that are not super well written. Gonna again cleanse the disable. So important to cleanse disables. Oh, we got a Mind Star. So that could easily be better than the ones we're currently using, which are pretty weak, all things considered. Okay, so here's a vault. It's a vault of mages, so I'm going to teleport off to the side over here and try to dodge some of the initial attacks from these mages. Activate regeneration, fire slime spit, fire a bolt. I'll just walk at this guy and punch him to death. And that's why anti-magic shield is so good. Okay, and changing level, we get a regeneration infusion. 296 is not as good as what we're currently using. Plus 6 mind power, so it gives us a little bit more mental crit chance, some resistances, some resistance penetration. Does have higher base power, but that's not super important. Will resonate with other psionic mind stars, though. We don't have any other psionic mind stars, so I think I still want it over this Mind Star of Storms. No, actually, I don't think so. Check this belt against my current belt. We get Constitution, lowered fatigue compared to some mana and cold and fire resist. I guess the Constitution's a little bit better. Oh, no, it's arcane, can't wear it. And this, compared to my current hat, gives me some damage when I'm hit. Plus 10 spell save, but minus 6 physical save, but also mind power and mental crit chance, which is great, so we're going to do that. Oh. Plus it is a swanky orange hat. Dang. Look at that thing. That is some truly excellent haberdashery. I'm going to untag this and transmogrify it and tag this one with dig because it's slightly faster. Just sit around, let my slimes shoot that guy to death. There are 5 levels of this ruin, I believe. I definitely want a 4th spell because my rotation currently only has 3 real cooldowns. So I'm looking forward to when I hit level 20 and can put a point in the other beam. Ow. Okay, this is painful. 2 archers. I killed one. I'll dodge that arrow. Shoot that guy. Let my ooze tank for a bit. Swap out and finish him off. Skeleton archers are one of the deadliest enemies in the game. Statistically, more people die to them and skeleton warriors than basically anything else. This is partly because the undead start, if you start as a skeleton or a ghoul, contains a lot of skeletons and you're level 1 and don't have ways to deal with getting stunned or whatever. So they can just destroy you very rapidly. Oh, that's a sort of ideal position for me to drop some of my AoE into. Let my ooze tank before I fire this slime spit and keep going. So, anti-magic shield has caused me to fail a couple things so far, but not so many that I'm going to take it off. I wanted to test how often it failed, and the answer is occasionally, and that's fine. For the power of the effect, I'm willing to fail the occasional spell, I think, at this point in the game. Alright, continue to head down into the depths. I'll hang on to this because it gives me plus strength, and nothing else matters here, so we'll transmogrify all that junk. To let all of my oozes do their thing. Plus we get some crits, which is always nice. Oh, he turned invisible. That cockbucket. A ruined bone giant, that's a dangerous enemy. At least it's not a named one. I'll poison it. I'll shoot this guy, because can't have that guy wandering around. I'm gonna step back away from it. So these can heal themselves. They can usually resurrect themselves. Like when I kill him, I think he'll come back, probably. Poison him again. Oh, he's immune to the poison. Killed him, he resurrected. I believe. Or he just healed himself for a bunch. Killing these guys just takes extreme persistence. We'll just run away while his shield is up. He has a 700 damage shield, so there's no point in me fighting that. Damn it. He had another heal. Activate regeneration, step into him. My equilibrium's now pretty high. So I'm probably going to start failing spells pretty soon. I'll step up to him. I wanted to step up to him. Can't do that. Gonna Nature's Touch myself while I wait for my regeneration to come back on cooldown. Gonna regenerate. Gonna use Thorn Grab. Hit him again. Undo this stun. Undo the stun, please. Thank you, game. Hit him again. Try to get acid, and we killed him finally. Okay. That fight wasn't super dangerous, but it was time-consuming. Undead, of course, resist poison a lot, so some of my main abilities don't work against him particularly well. Just take that guy out. And we're up against the boss for this level, so Subject Z is very dangerous. We want to try to save the Yeek Waste from him, but we don't have a way to do that particularly easily because we don't have a teleportation effect. Normally what you do is you grab this guy and you teleport him away, but I think that we're going to have trouble with that, so what I want to do is I guess I could silence him. So I'll start with silence. He is silenced. Hit him with acid. Hit him with poison. Unfortunately, he is going to kill my buddy here. Wait, maybe I can Ooze Walk down to here. I can Nature's Touch this guy to keep him alive. Maybe. I can try to swap positions with him. Perfect. So I'm swapped positions with the Waste so that I am the one tanking. I can use Thorn Grab on this guy. Shoot him with a Slime Spit. And finally finish him up. Saving the Yeek. Okay. I'm really glad I was able to do that. That's going to give us some nice immunities. So I will speak to this guy. Well, you seemed to need help. What is the way? And what are you? Can you tell me more about the way? Thank you for this vision. So we gain plus 15 mental save and plus 10% confusion resistance permanently from doing that, which is great. Gonna quickly set myself to appear offline. Should have done that earlier. Oh no! You blocked my stuff, okay. So picking up those resistances is a really nice bonus. It makes up a little bit for missing out on one of our escort quests. That we got that. We can't go through that door, so that's all we need to do in this dungeon. So let's recall out. Night Song is... oh, it's not... I thought this was... I actually thought this was arcane only, so we're going to be able to put that on instead of this Ring of Clarity. It gives us plus 6 cunning, physical damage, fatigue, defense, and we can use Tendrils of Darkness, which do 30 damage per turn, which isn't bad for an item here. We've got also a Stun Freeze Immunity hat, which is nice. So I think we're going to put on the ring instead of this ring of clarity. Although that, I guess... And then, do I want this hat instead of this hat? Yeah, the stun immunity I think is pretty important in this spot, so we'll just pick that up, and that should be good enough. Okay, so we cleared the Halfling ruins, and we're over encumbered. Transmogrify some of my stuff, get rid of these things. What's the heaviest thing that we're carrying? I guess coral sprays and wrathroot sparkwood are the heaviest things that we're currently carrying. So that's good. We can now do the maze. Level up first, of course. Willpower, Constitution, Cunning. Need 41 Constitution to do this, but that's okay. We can just sink another point into Power as money. And then over here, I just want to check to see... That will give us 7 teleport with a margin of error of 1, but I think 6 with a margin of error of 2 is good enough for now. And what I want to do is pick up another point in Mucus, probably, or a point in... or start pushing for Unstoppable Nature. I think I'll just sink a second point into Mucus right now, because 5 turns, it doesn't gain duration after this second point, so I'll probably just keep it at 2. But 5 turns is a lot longer than 4, and should give us enough space. Alright, and we head into the maze. It's nice that we got that confusion immunity, especially because the maze is full of Minotaurs, and Minotaurs have a shout that confuses. We'll open the chest. 2 uniques. I will slime roots away. Fire some goo. Let's use our tendrils of darkness and see what happens. Some people outside my window are doing some carrying of things. So I apologize for the background noise. Alright, just gonna run through this dungeon real quick. Again, not much dangerous here. This is our first tier 2 dungeon, but the early stages I think will be fine, as long as we just make use of our cooldowns effectively. So what that means is basically I just want to never give them a chance to close distance with me, always stay at range, make sure I use my disables and my skills effectively. Some people say you just shouldn't auto-explore at all in TOME, because it can sometimes land you in bad situations that you could avoid if you were running around manually. The auto-explore button is my favorite button in the game, and I'm not going to give it up. I will happily die before I give up my auto-explore button. The shadows are very annoying enemies to fight. Anything that spawns shadows, as I talked about earlier, is very frustrating to deal with because they can come from anywhere, basically. You have no idea where the stupid shadows are coming from. And, okay, we found him. I'm gonna hit him with an insidious poison here. Hope that's good enough. Yeah, so we cleared him out. And they will often spawn annoyingly when you're fighting something else that's difficult and dangerous. And they just, they kill your auto-explore, they block your attacks. You're gonna teleport up to here, shoot that guy, slam that guy, shoot that guy, pass the turn, and just let him die to my slimes. Dodge that bolt. It turned out not to be a dangerous one, like, we can take a hit from one of those little jelly things, but if that had happened to be something really scary, might as well dodge it. It's free to. Here, once again, we just want to teleport away from these guys. I'm actually going to use poison first, and a bunch of my stuff is on cooldown. I'm going to silence them, just to make sure they can't cast spells at us. I'm going to hit them with that. I'm going to bounce a slowing bolt at them. I'm going to actually use my ring to darkness them, and then let my guys finish them off, because my slimes can see through the darkness from my ring, even though I can't. Oops. Shot my own slime there. I like this level, on this version. This level has two, like a lot of the levels, there are two possible layouts you can get for it. One of which is like 5 levels and has these weird doors that aren't actually doors, and it screws up the auto-explore button, which I hate. And this one is just one big level, which is generally pretty easy for a tier 2 dungeon, and I just enjoy doing this level, because you just like run around zapping things. Killed whatever that was. There's an invisible guy there. Keep running around. I do want some detect invisibility at some point. Okay, and the second level, we will fight the boss. 26% stun freeze immunity, acid resistance, resistance penetration for acid. Is that better than 4 constitution and some physical save? Gives me some life regen, which isn't super relevant, but, you know, can always come in handy. Are these gloves by any chance? Oh, they're arcane anyways, we can't wear them. See, I actually checked before trying to put them on this time. I can't decide if this ring is better than my other ring. Stun immunity is really nice. Although the other ring gives me a sort of pseudo-stun immunity because it gives me physical save. And Constitution is great. I think the extra acid damage, though, puts that ring slightly ahead. I should also mention that this is not like a perfect ring for us. We'll happily swap that out for something else at some point. Oh no, we'll hang on to that ring because it gives a Constitution bonus, so we might need that. And here's the Minotaur of the Labyrinth, 1448 health. So from now on, I'm going to start looking at the enemies more carefully before I engage them. So we'll start with poison, and we'll immediately cleanse that confusion effect. I will then drop one of these. I'm going to shoot this guy with my slime and my ooze beam, because having a second enemy around is not great. I will then hit him with darkness. I want to step out behind my slime dude. Shoot that guy. Step over here behind the slime dude, shoot that guy, and it'll bounce to the Minotaur. Shoot him. Zap him. I'll let him just like fight the slime. That is more than acceptable. There's something down there. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's a rogue. Okay, I'll shoot that. Then, Helm of the Dwarven Emperors. That's a really good helmet, which we cannot wear. It's more for melee characters, but we would probably still put it on. I might actually sink a point into armor training to wear it, if it does what I remember it doing. Got a lot of chests, so I'll clear that guy and then open the chest. I'm gonna, once again, just slime roots away from these guys. Fire the ball at them. Clear stuff out. finish off this zone. Ooh, more chests. A lot of random treasure chests this game so far. Step back here. Hit them with a beam. Fire it and run around. Okay, and that should finish that level. So that was our first tier 2 dungeon. We're almost level 20, which is nice. I'm gonna quickly check what the helm does. It's 6 armor, magic and will, blindness and confusion immunity. That's really good, and it blinds enemies. In a radius of 6 when you activate it. So I might put that on, which we would have to sink a point into armor training, a generic point into armor training, but that's probably worth doing at some point anyways. Anyways, I'm going to put it into my inventory for now and think about that for a little bit. Other than that, there is nothing that we care about in this pile either. So we cleared the Halfling compound, we cleared the cleared a bunch of the pre-tier 2 dungeons and our first tier 2 dungeon. Once we start going into the Sandworm Lair and the Old Forest, and especially the Shertul Ruins, life gets a lot harder. So I look forward to, in the next episode, doing the really difficult bits of this game. And I hope you guys do too. Thanks for watching, and feel free, of course, to comment on the thing, tell me what you liked, tell me what you didn't like, and rate the video, subscribe to my channel, you know, all that YouTuber stuff. So cheers, folks, and I will catch you later. GG.